Welcome back to my channel. I am Heather, and today we're doing I'll prop you up right here. Today we are starting the December book club reads for the book clubs that I'm in. This is the last one of the year, and I wanted to let you know that there are only 2 books that I'm reading because the Literary Dead Book Club does not meet in December. We have Notes of an Execution. This is the one that we're reading for the book troupe, and every year Gabby picks one of her favorite books to reread, so this was the pick. And then for the Ravished by Romance book club, we are reading Big Nick Energy, which I'm really excited about. I already started reading this. I only got to like 20% last night, so it's really cute so far. I'm liking it. I just like the whole vibes. There's like a farm and there's animals and, you know, small town living. Love it so far. So just wanted to fill you in and let you know that that's what we're doing for this reading vlog. Hopefully you enjoy it, and when I get to the 50% mark of Big Nick Energy, I will let you know how I feel. Right now, I'm enjoying it so far, so let's get to reading. Just wanted to fill you in and let you know that I am at the 50% mark of Big Nick Energy, and so far I am enjoying it. I wasn't anticipating it on being such a hard-hitting romance as it is. I didn't read the synopsis or anything like that, so I wasn't prepared for what this story is. The story is about Nick and Shay just got out of a really bad marriage. She is now she's now a single mom. The dad's not really in the picture. He doesn't need to be in the picture. He was very abusive mentally, physically, and emotionally to Shay, and she was scared that it was going to trickle down to her girls, so she's very protective of her girls. She's just trying to make it on her own, and she goes on this Tinder date with Nick's son, actually, and Nick's son and her realize that they are not compatible whatsoever, so they become friends. And then Connor, that's Nick's son, he is constantly talking about Shay, like, to his dad. And we figure out that he's doing that because he thinks that Nick would really like Shay. So Nick's heard all of these great things about Shay. Shay has not heard anything about Nick. So he already has like this kind of like mind crush on Shay when he meets her. And then he meets her and then he's like, okay, I really like this. He's being very tender with her, and he's being very like letting her call the shots because she has been through so much. And when you really find out what she has been through, you will understand why she is the way she is. She's very closed off. She doesn't want any help. She doesn't want people in her life. She just wants to be left alone to raise her girls on her own, and she just wants to live her life. So Nick knows that, but Nick also wants to help, and he's doing it in a way where Shay gets to, like I said, call all the shots. But one of the things is Nick kind of word vomits to Shay's daughters about the Elf on the Shelf, and they don't know anything about it. So he, like I said, he word vomits, and then he's like, oh crap, I just messed up really bad. So he takes it upon himself to become the magic of the elf and treat Shay's girls to the Elf on the Shelf and to help out with that. And it's just really sweet. So they meet at Thanksgiving, and then we see the progression up until Christmas. Nick also owns a Christmas tree farm, and he also has animals, and he's been wanting to kind of expand his business a little bit, but he doesn't know how. So Shay and him have been having these conversations where Shay is like trying to help him along, giving him ideas. So I really hope that the story goes where I think it's going to go, because I'm really, really enjoying it. It's just a sweet romance. Nick is a really good guy. Shay, like I said, she's just closed off, but once you realize what she's gone through, you will understand why. Her little girls are adorable. The animals in the story are adorable. So it's just one of those romances. It does have a lot of hard topics in it though. So go into that knowing that. I was not prepared for it, but now that I know what's going on, I'm really enjoying it. So just wanted to fill you in and let you know I'm 50% into that. I got a new sweatshirt. It's off of Etsy. If you're interested in it, just let me know and I'll send you the link. It's embroidered. It's very nice. It's very soft. It's green. It's holiday-y. There's my Christmas tree. That's halfway. That is halfway decorated. I don't know if I'm going to end up decorating it or not because it's already the 15th of December. But Charles has been making ornaments this year and he has been filling in my tree for me. So there's that. But I wanted to fill you and let you know that that's where I am with that book. So I finished Big Nick Energy last night and I'm giving it 4 stars. Thought that it was a really good Christmas romance. The only thing is it was very insta-lovey. It was very quick. They really only had like a month together before they like completely fell in love with each other and, you know, were head over heels for each other. It moved very quickly for me. I wish we would have seen more of a relationship development in that way. Even though Nick and Shay really did have like a strong bond and everything like that, it just happened a little bit too quickly for me, okay? Nick had known about Shay for like 9 months and then Shay didn't really know anything about him. And I think that kind of got in the way of Shay's overall, not her getting to choose him, you know? Okay, I gotta sit down. Not to choose him, you know, as her lover or whatever, you know. But it just happened very, very quickly in my opinion. And I don't really like that quick romance. I like to see a longer period of time in that, or like if it's a second chance romance, which this wasn't a second chance romance, but if it's like a second chance romance, I want to see flashbacks of the relationship and everything. So that kind of threw me off a little bit. And I wanted to see more of their relationship develop. Although Nick was very, very good to Shay. Shay was good to Nick. Nick helped show Shay that not all men are the same, because she had been with her ex-husband since she was like 23 or something like that. She was with him for 10 years and he was just emotionally abusive, mentally abusive, and then he got physical at the end, which is why she ended up divorcing him in the first place. And then she put up those walls, which she had every right to. She's trying to protect her girls, and I completely understand that. I did like the way that Nick gave her space and basically let her have her own thoughts, because she had never had those before either in a relationship. So he let her choose how fast their relationship went. He was very considerate when it came to like them moving too quickly and with like intimacy and everything. He let her do that whole direction, tell him exactly what she wanted and all that kind of stuff, which I really enjoyed. And yeah, so it's 4 stars. 4 stars in my opinion is still really, really good. It's a really good romance. I would recommend it to people, but there were just some things in it that I was like, I wish there was a little bit more, and I really wanted to see the relationship develop a little bit more before they like confess their love to each other and all that kind of stuff. And Nick got really attached to Shay's kids as well, and they didn't really have that great of a father figure. Actually, their father is a piece of crap, and you get to see that throughout the book too. So there was one part of the book that I was like, okay, get him, Nick. But then he didn't, like, it was just a verbal thing going on between Nick and Shay's ex-husband. I wanted a little bit more out of that scene too, not the like physical or anything like that, but it was like boom, it happened and then it was over, which in a way is not a bad thing, but I wanted more out of that scene too, because it felt kind of underdeveloped. So yeah, 4 stars, not bad. I'm gonna start notes on the execution maybe tonight. I don't know if I'll start it. I have another book that I'm reading for another video at the moment that I want to get finished, but I might start it because I've been reading romance for for a while now, and I think I need a break. So, yeah, just wanted to fill you in and let you know. 4 stars for Big Nick Energy. If you're looking for a very heartwarming, wholesome romance, but has some more serious topics in it too, check it out. It's pretty good. Just let you know. I feel like this video is just like flying by and I haven't really done anything besides read. I haven't showed you anything going on this week. But just know that these past couple weeks at work have been like crazy and I really haven't had any free time to do anything fun, to be completely honest, just besides read. But I did want to let you know that I'm halfway through Notes on an Execution, and I didn't know a lot about this book going into it, and I'm glad that I didn't because it's been a surprise to me. There's this guy, he is a serial killer, and he is actually on death row right now, and you start at so many hours, I think it's 12 hours before he is actually going to be killed, executed, there we go, executed, and we are following his backstory from the perspective of 3 different women: his mother, his wife's sister, and the detective that brought him down. So it's been really interesting so far. The audiobook is really, really good. I am glad that I'm listening to it. I tried to read it as well, like just reading it without the audio, but I think the audiobook is the way to go for this book. But he is all of the things that people warn you about, like serial killer wise in real life. So it's the same day. I accidentally ran out of memory on my memory card, so I didn't get to finish my whole thought about Notes on an Execution. But what I was saying before I was rudely interrupted by my camera cutting off was that this guy, Alistair, is the epitome of what you see in like true crime serial killers starting out in life, didn't have a good home life, killing animals and hurting people, and had very intense relationships in his younger years with women. And then he meets Jenny, who is I don't know what's her name. I can't remember her name. Anyways, one of the women is Jenny's sister, who is telling her story. But he meets Jenny and they have a very intense relationship very quickly, and you get to see some of that in the book. But it's an interesting story as of right now, and it is different to get to see it from the women's perspective, because you also get to see it from his perspective, but his perspective is in second person. It's written in second person, where the women's perspectives are written in first person. So when Alistair's parts are there, it's saying that you do this, you do that, you do this, and that's different than what I'm used to, because I'm used to like first person or third person. So it's written in a unique way like that, and it's very interesting to me. But I mean, it's keeping my mind going. It's making me think a lot. And it's reminding me of true crime in a way. This is more of a literary thriller than it is just like a normal psychological thriller or whatever, the way that it's written. So typically I don't really lean towards these type of thrillers, but this one I can see it going in a way that's going to keep me interested for the entire time. So wouldn't say that I'm enjoying it, but it's keeping me very, very intrigued, which is a good thing, because, I mean, you know, it's just interesting, especially the psychological aspect of why Alistair does the things that he does. Yeah. Anyways, that's my update, and I'm sorry my camera decided to cut me off, but just wanted to relay my thoughts to you that got cut off earlier. Good morning. I finished Notes on an Execution last night and I'm giving it 5 stars. This book was phenomenal. I had to remind myself that this book was fiction because just how real it felt the entire time. And I wanted to apologize too because I kept calling him Alistair. I don't know why I kept calling him Alistair. His name is Ansel. Not good with names, okay? But Ansel, he was the murderer, and the women that were commentating on what happened to them and how he changed their lives were the ones that were like telling the story, obviously. Safi, she is a detective that brings Ansel down, and she also has like a past with Ansel in a way. And then we have Hazel, who is Jenny's twin sister, and Jenny was married to Ansel. And then we have Lavender. Lavender is Ansel's biological mother who gave him up when he was a baby. So Ansel did not have a good childhood whatsoever, which is like one of the main factors in somebody becoming who Ansel was. And Ansel also had some likes with hurting animals, which is also another thing, and he did not have a good home life growing up, and there was just all of these factors in Ansel's life, which does not give him an excuse to do what he did. But when you see Ansel's part, like I said, it's written in second person, and he is freaking out because he's about to be executed. And you follow the last 12 hours of his life. He realizes that he doesn't want to die, and he doesn't think that it's fair that he is dying. So this book also talks about death row and how sometimes, or I'm not going to go into all of the politics of death row and all that kind of stuff, but you can either agree with it or you can disagree with it. And obviously Ansel disagrees with it because he doesn't want to die. He doesn't think that just because of what he did, he should die, because he can be a good person. He meets some family members throughout the story, and he realizes that life really isn't as bad as he thought that it was because of who he meets. And it's all around, it's a sad book. It's very interesting. Like I said, I had to remind myself that it was fiction because it read like a nonfiction book, and it also reminded me a lot of, like I said, true crime documentaries. It was like reading a true crime documentary, and I thought that it was very interesting in that way, and it was just written very beautifully. It's very graphic, but it's written very beautifully in a way that you kind of don't see all of the graphic scenes in it and stuff like that, which, I mean, they don't go into like great detail, but you can only imagine. So it's just one of those books that I wasn't expecting to really enjoy all that much because it is literary. It's more of a literary thriller than anything, but exceptional job. And I'm going to continue with this author. I just really like this author's writing style, and I like the way that she provokes thought. And this book really made me think a lot, and it made me see things in a way that I didn't think that I ever would when it comes to the prison system and all that kind of stuff, which, again, not going into all of that. I'm not going into it. But yeah, it's a really, really good book, and I'm glad that I finally was not made to read it, but like, you know, influenced to read it. So yeah, excellent job. These Big Nick Energy and Notes on Execution are really, really good. If you're looking for a hard-hitting contemporary book, Big Nick Energy is that. Or contemporary romance, I should say. Big Nick Energy is that. If you're looking for a literary thriller to guide you through like true crime documentaries, the way that that's set up, and just something that's very thought-provoking and something that feels very real, Notes and an Execution would be for you. So hopefully you enjoy this video. I know that we didn't do a whole lot in this video, but like I said, these past couple weeks have been crazy at work. We're hitting the holiday season. It's December 22nd today, so I'm just ready for Christmas and I'm ready for a little bit of a break. So I hope that you enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments down below if you've read these two books, what you thought of them, if you're gonna read them, and I will see you on the next video. Bye.